Good morning.
Good morning. Give me just a second to get us in. I hope we're not having internet problems
On
this
your show
morning.
now, to hear important instructions, press 2. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi there. Hi there. I'm Leesa Robinson. Thank you for joining Leesa Live. I have a great show today because it's Sexual Awareness Month. Our guest today is Rita Casman. Rita is an advocate and a philanthropist, and for many different issues, but one of her main issues is domestic violence and sexual assault awareness.
Mm.
And then we have DeAndre Adams. He is the owner of Big Dre Productions, which is a entertainment celebrity protection group. So I thought it would be a great mix to have DeAndre on to tell us as women what we could do ourselves to protect ourselves against sexual assault. So, Rita, tell us just a little bit about you and why sexual assault is near and dear to you, awareness.
Absolutely. Well, I've always wanted to be an entertainer, and I thought I wanted to be a teacher, but it was really a life coach. So with time, I just basically found myself at a crossroads where my dreams came come true, or did come true. So I studied a lot of things. I have a lot of degrees: bachelor in communication design, master degree in international relations, and half MBA that I'm gonna finish online this year. And then I had the opportunity when I was marketing PR to represent somebody that works in Hollywood, and he is his name's Carlos Arguello, and he is an After Effects artist. So when I just checked his resume and saw that he had worked with Michael Jackson, and which is my favorite artist, and he had worked with movies like The Devil's Advocate and Armageddon and The Chronicles of Narnia with Prince Caspian when it was nominated by the Oscar. Which, by the way, he did get some people from Guatemala to do that animation with his studios called Studio C and Foundation CA. uh I just remembered, so one day out of the blue, I just went to the computer and just out of really curiosity see how much it was to come to LA. But I was really not thinking about master's degrees, and then I found that there was one, and I'm very, very a little bookworm, so I didn't even pay attention to the amount of money that it was. I just thought to myself, I've always wanted to do this. I want to do this to tell other stories through mine. So if it's for me, it's for me. And it was. So I started in Los Angeles. I got my master in fine arts in acting for film. And I've been here ever since. I started doing philanthropy since I was a very little kid, from giving my toys and getting interviewed why I want to help people and things like that, to being on two pageants. One of them was by Leesa that we're starting to develop again, and it's been really great because when I say that I want to tell other stories through mine, is through my experiences, but of course I may tell other people's stories that maybe have not happened exactly like that to me, but I would always relate to. And sexual assault is definitely one of them that goes together with mental health. I'm really proud to say, and really grateful also for this country, because now I'm becoming American. Hopefully in November I get my citizenship. I just got my 10-year green card, so I see the big damage that's been that does, but especially in mental health, but also with your physical health. I've had a thyroid problem for 3 months, and that's something that's not hereditary. there's a problem there that it was created because of all of these things. That I was over stressed and I couldn't say the things, and then I needed to say them. I started to do all the complaints from the United States to the Ministry of Guatemala, the public ministry. That's how we call it. And all those things gave me so much stress. I felt like I was about to blow up because I was very overweight. Like for my, I have obviously in my family, you know, we're larger people, and that's fine. But for me, it was too much. It was too much weight to handle. So it was mental, it was physical. So I'm really proud and very grateful to say that I got 5 months of therapy for free through a government grant. And those are the things that we need, because right now that I have the need, I'm going to take the help for 5 months, you know, completely free. And then when I make
Rita, question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. All what you're dealing with now, is it pertaining to sexual assault? You think it's all the sexual assault and the post-traumatic stress, as far as your health issues and all this? Is it
Directly related?
Yeah, it's related to sexual assault. We want to make sure that we do
everything is directly.
We want to make sure we tie the two in together so everybody will understand that
Absolutely.
what you have going on now as far as your health issues is related to sexual assault. So let's flip back over to that.
Absolutely.
And let's be aware of that. So
And I apologize
Yeah.
to listeners.
It's okay. I remember
Sabrina's
that talking about trauma is very talking about trauma is very hard. So I'm trying to do it as organized as I can, because I'm also bipolar. So bipolar people, we tend to jump. So please bear with me. But everything that I have gone through, everything has had to do with sexual assault, because the first time I was sexually assaulted, I was 4 years old. And everything started, you know, with food, borderline behaviors. All of those things have been related to that PTSD, everything I would say. And I'm very grateful to get this help. So we really need to continue donating when we can, or if we want to become a philanthropist like myself, like it would be really good, because there's a lot of people, you know. I'm still on a wait list, but since I decided to be with an intern, I'm probably going to be faster, because I have to give somebody some. I mean, these people are actually trained, but I'll take an intern because I want this person to have the experience through me. So that's going to be a great honor. And that's a little bit, you know, the most little part of me, because my experience is too broad, but I hope that gave you a big heads up.
Well, Dre, I want to talk to you for a minute, because I don't worry, but I was raped as well when my children were little. Now, my situation and Rita's situation are kind of the same. It was someone that we knew. So what can you offer as advice for us to help us protect ourselves, even if it is someone who we know? Now, Rita's case was a little different. I was an adult. Rita was a little girl, and there wasn't much she could do.
Well, first of all, good morning to all there. And this is a topic that's very fragile topic that people in America don't want to touch, you know, and it comes down to sexual assault and human trafficking, which I was borderline about to go to school for threat assessment in the world of course, it was part of the agreement was the government had a program that was trying to enlist then having people who were dealing with the situations of sexual assault and human trafficking. I think statistics have grown over the past 5 years from like, used to be like one area, maybe 5 individual households, either sexual assaulted or raped it. Now it's like 2.2 out of 5, I believe. It's a lot more, and it moved pretty much now. And I think the emotional scars you guys have dealt with, it's a pattern, because I think the average household has at least one victim in there. And just them it's hard for them to talk about. I think men go through it when it comes down to the stuff in the churches, and we just got to tell it like it is. The average soul in the churches is just as dangerous as being in society, period. In the Catholic Church, on the Baptist church, you know, in Pentecost, you name it, any entity of a church when it comes to sexual assault is pretty intense. So I think some of the revelations you women and men out there who have gone through is a traumatic nightmare. And it's like there's different entities you can get involved in to help with the situation you're dealing with, sexual assault. Like you say, for Rita being at a young age, she had no idea. She was not, she was a young and pretty queen coming to a world, had no idea. She had no idea what was going on before. And then when you were dealing with, you know, Leesa at a more older age, as I can stop it, but I can't because of I'm being overpowered. And when we used to teach hand in hand with some of my counterparts, how we would teach people when it comes to rape is to don't play the victim, you know, play the aggressive, you know, think the way he thinks. Because most people who rape women, the experts I've talked to, said the control is in the man's control. He thinks he's winning because, hey, I'm bigger than her, I'm stronger than her. So when she plays against his role and say, okay, I'm just gonna give in, and then when he lets his shield down, that's when you attack. If growing, eye gouging, biting, whatever it takes to get out of situation, you would do that. And when people do the hand-to-hand combat, they do MMA, that's the finale of a real world of how do we protect ourselves in the future as women.
I agree. But I think as women, now Rita has really delved into more I have, because my situation, it took me 10 years to tell anybody about it because it was an ex-boyfriend. And it was in my home, and I opened the door.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. And
he was embarrassed what it was.
And you feel like you're going to be judged because it was weird. Yep. Even my ex-husband, when I told my ex-husband about this, when I told my ex-husband years later, he told me, well, you're in the door. And that was the most hurtful thing that he could have ever said to me.
So what you supposed to do? So if a pizza man come on, you supposed to say, well, slide it under the door? I mean, when men say things like that, sometimes these men, I may get a lot of laughs from men in America, which I really don't care. A lot of men seem to think that when a woman says no, it means yes. I don't know where they get that. And I'm not saying all men, but a lot of them sometimes think when a woman says no, that means yes. I don't know where they be getting that from. If a woman don't want to kiss a stink breath ass, excuse my French, and she don't want to kiss you, deal with that. You know, if it ain't no attraction there, and keep it moving. But if I tell women, don't go for the first thing that comes walking by. Oh, he's hot. His jeans are super tight. When a man's jeans are tighter than a woman's jeans, that's a problem right there. I'm being real with you. So you just don't look at you, Rita, at 4. My heart really, it really goes out to you. Because I can just think of all those innocent kids out there right now who are crying out for help right now. And how do we reach them? And I think we actually reach out to our senators, these Karen Basses and these Diane Watsons, Diane Watson around more. These what's woman named Maxine Waters, and say, hey, how are we gonna stop this sexual assault in America? Because see, I think your situation, Rita, is so bad because you don't have the citizenship as American, but there are accolades and there is avenues now that we have opened up. But I don't call them legal documented, undocumented workers. I think it's the most slap insult. Just say the human being that's on this earth of America, we're supposed to have opportunities for. America was built on immigrants' back.
That's true.
So I think you waiting 10 years to get justice is a piece of bull, because why would you wait 10 years just to get an American citizenship? I had a program.
Because what happens is that, since these crimes, because that we're talking about just once, just to keep it short, I'm going to tell you, it's a little, and not to make it harder, right? But when it happens to a child, normally a person will make the criteria of your personality till you're 30 years old. And from 0 to 7, all the things that you learned at that time are key. So what happened with me? It happened
Yeah.
again because I did not know how to say no. So there's no, you know, I don't even know that the word consent existed or how to explain. I mean, it means a lot of things. So that's the thing. I mean, and it happened another 2 times in different times of my life, you know, almost like teenager, half teenager, half adult, and then adult.
Yeah.
And then this is what happens. I took a very long time to say the first time. I just told my mom, but at that time there was no awareness, and my dad was still alive. I'm like, my dad's gonna kill this guy. I'm not gonna say anything. So then when all that happened, I'm gonna tell you, really, really, like, honestly, I didn't know that I was not that I was raped the second time until I came to America, and they explained to me drunk rape is real.
Rape.
I said, so I was raped.
No means no.
Because
When you
I
say
knew
no the
it
first
was.
time, rape.
That's right.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
first time.
I knew it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
rape is rape,
knew
period.
that there was something wrong. Yeah, it took
I
me
can
a
tell
very
you.
long time to understand. I felt stupid. Oh, it was horrible,
Okay.
horrible.
I'm gonna give you 3 accolades when it comes to sexual assault and becoming a victim of what you watch out for as women in the world. The number one thing on social gatherings when people drug date rape. I followed the Cosby trial for many years, and I'm a big fan of Bill Cosby, and I don't think half of the people that said he date raped them got raped. I really don't. I'm just being honest with you. And my mother, when she's alive, said the same thing. Same with Mike Tyson situation. Now, I've been a bodyguard for over 31 years. I've witnessed it all, and I've seen women come to our hotels at 3, 4 in the morning. I'm like, what you doing here at 3 in the morning? I mean, you think this man is coming to play Yahtzee with you and play Monopoly at 2 or 3 in the morning at the hotel? Really? You're not coming to do that. You had a trench coat on. You had a nice dress on earlier. Now you trench coat with high heels on at 2:30 in the morning. So you come to Mike Tyson's door, you're going to expect that no matter what. You're not expecting to have to play that damn Cheez-It with Mike Tyson. So when I tell women, he raped me, well, what does rape consist of? What do you think rape means? It means
That is the thing, because if these women keep on lying, then they won't believe us that we were raped.
The victims, the real
Sure.
victims. I got about 100 of them who have lied, and I'm a real good friend. I got 2 or 3 of my friends right now who have lied about it all the time. I said, well, and then you write books about it.
That's why it keeps on happening, because we talk when you don't have to talk, and we say things, or we lie when you don't have to lie. And that's what happened to me, because now that I'm here secure, that's why I felt better to do the complaints. That's why I never did them before. I just basically touched that base until now, until I'm 36, you know.
What are you doing now for your healing? What is your healing process, and what is your journey of healing you're doing now? Are you writing a book? Are you doing different things?
Yes, I'm doing different things. So I am writing that book. I am doing these things like now that I can actually talk, because I wasn't able to talk. I'm also a singer. So I was not able to sing. I'm like, but what is it? You know, it's because all the stress was here, you know, and I was probably grabbed, you know. Yeah.
So what about you, Leesa? How did you?
A lot of other.
Yeah, I wrote a book.
Leesa,
yeah, I wrote a book called Beautiful Life, because people think successful that I've lived this perfect life. Now, I didn't have any molestation or anything when I was little, thank goodness. But people always think that I got it together, and they don't know the secrets, you know, and we all have secrets, but some of them are really dark. And I haven't told you this yet, Dre, either. But my ex-boyfriend's father, he held gunpoint all night long. He was going to kill me, our son together, and 2 of my other children. That was his plan. Wow. And I don't know how I survived that. I really don't. But
it wasn't your time to go. I mean, I'm a religious buff, and it wasn't in God's marching band.
I prayed like I never prayed before. I was like, God, if you just help me out of this. And I mainly prayed for my baby. My Diego was like 8 or 9 years old, and I wasn't praying for myself. I was praying. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out ways how to go into Diego's bedroom and sneak him out the window. I was thinking, my mind was just going, you know.
I have a workshop that I started a long time ago before I met Sabrina about. It's like it's like a seal that's like a stop guard for women who are leading to a possible sexual assault. And like, for instance, when you go out with a guy for the first time, let me tell you a simple, quick rule that women can use as a tool. When you go out with a guy the first time you really like, now remember, if you meet him on a website, it's okay. Have a little notepad with you in your purse. And the first thing you do is like, where'd you meet him at? Website, name the website. Secondly, when you get your first good conversation, notice things about him. You know, how he dresses, and you write it down. Your conversation, the first appeased conversation that really appeals to you, you write some of the great things you guys talked about. Now, when the date's over, you put the date and time the date was over. Then the next time you go out with him, you start over the same, and you work a pattern what you're dealing with. When you work with, we get a chance to know somebody, because the next date, okay, he's more aggressive now. And you start writing down. He got more aggressive relationship in the communication. Okay, he picked me up on time again for the second time. See, these are patterns you realize that could be the man for you. But then when you 2 months in a relationship and it started changing, oh, now he's a little late now. He's getting to the point he's talking about sex in the conversation. You start learning about it. I had a girl, I said, what you keep taking pad out for? And she showed this whole list. When we was talking, I'm like, well, you got a book on me? And she said, it was crazy. She said, I know. She said, his smile got better. I love his temple. He was perfect gentleman, opened the door for me every time. He never used the N word. He never used the B word. He didn't prefer women as just sex objects. And she said, I love this dude. She knew after 8 months we possibly can go somewhere. Okay, but then you gotta look at yourself too as a woman. Now you look at all the judgment you may have on him. Or are you giving him the same criteria that you want him to have? You want to have about him. So you can't have a relationship with somebody you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in a relationship neither. Because some guys are looking at that too. And then when you try to say, "Oh, I love you," okay, then all of a sudden the big day comes. You get married, and now here comes the babies. Now all of a sudden everything changes.
Yeah.
Because now you fat. Oh my gosh, she got bigger now because she got a baby. Dude, that's part of life. You got her pregnant. What do you think? She's going to be super? Go from right to baby mode back in wearing a size 6. She may get a couple of pounds of her, but it's going to make her look more better when she's breastfeeding. You need to be there as a father for her. And see, I miss my father days on my sons. And then my dad. Look at your father is how most men are raised, by watching the patterns of their father. So you know what you get when you get in a relationship sometimes. You gotta watch out when you're out with your friends, when you're out drinking, you're leaving your drink unattended. When you have girlfriends, look, girlfriend, watch my drink. Don't be, oh, I trust him. No, you don't, because you just met him.
Yeah, you know aware of your surroundings, because that's how a lot of people.
I don't understand still how. I still don't understand how I married my husband like 3 weeks after I met him. I was just too lucky because I was afraid. Like, I did think about it, like, what if he's not what I've had before? But thank God it didn't happen, but it could have.
Right. But sometimes your heart, God knows what you
went through. He's like, you know what? I know everything she went through. I'm gonna bless her, even though she feel like sometimes she's not being blessed.
And God
bless you with him.
Yeah, God knows what we need before we know what we need.
That's true.
So you put your husband in the spot.
And you know something else. That when you go through sexual assault, that's why domestic violence is so linked. You get to get defensive as a woman. And I've had a lot of arguments that have gone really heated up and even a little bit violent, like in our voices. Like, not that I haven't hit him or he hit me, but like that, because I don't know. I get so defensive. So we've had to be like, hey, we have to calm down. You know,
exactly.
Get like that. Like, you don't need to defend yourself from me.
I'm giving you the tools to put in your book. Use the tool. You call it, give it any name you want to. Call it the Rita Leesa theory. Or write down when you date a man. Call it a theory. Do something to let people know when you out to date. Tell these young girls, you go on a date, you write stuff down. You gotta put in your little And here's a bigger problem we have in America is these damn phones. Excuse my friend. The phone is the boyfriend and girlfriend now. You might walk on every time. Yeah, he chew with his mouth open, his lips are juicy, his beard is never cut.
But you know, hold on, Dre. Rita, you also should create a journal, something, and be aware.
Yes, I do have a journal.
Something with the struggle.
Yep.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, I have my journal and therapy too.
Yeah, have a journal and make it public. Let it public. Show the other women. You know how many people right now can watch
a journal. Yeah, for the public.
Yeah, I do that in Instagram Live.
Yeah, and what you do, you let the world know that, okay, there's a woman in the closet sitting there. And there's this old story my great grandmother's telling me. Rest her soul. She told me a story about a woman sitting in the closet. I said, what does a woman got to do in the closet, having being nice and finding the perfect mate for you? This woman sat in the closet for every day until she got 17. She would come home from work and go sit at a position that she meditates, stay and sit in the closet. So every time her husband would come home after she got older, he said, you've been doing this since you was a little girl. Why do you come home and sit in the closet? She said, I come to sit in the closet is to understand my surroundings of who I am, of a dark past I've been through. Wow. And what it did by being in the closet, sitting there in the dark, it premonitioned her mindset. I understand that she'd been through a dark road of hell to where she had into reality, into the light when she come out of the closet. Wow. And they was married for 74 years. That was my godparents. My great grandmother told me about my godmother before I knew my godmother. She was telling me my godmother. She was a daughter of a chief of the Cherokee tribe in Mississippi. Born in 1878. She was 109 when she died.
Wow!
And this is my dad's mother. My dad's mother's mom. She's telling me I was her favorite great grandson. Every time I come from Mississippi and visit, where my little boo boo at? And I would come and sit there and we would set corn together. She told me the evolution of how the woman should be when you're a man, how a man should elevate into a gentleman at an early age. So that's why I tell people I ain't been a man since 96. I've been a gentleman since 97. Period. And you're born of a man, but if a man has enough indecency to sexually assault a woman, he's not a man.
Right.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's in that dark path. So when so I said, wow, do everybody you meet be in the closet? So that's what I thought growing up. I'm gonna meet a woman, she gonna be in the closet, I get home. I would look in the closet, I would get home. She in the closet. My wife said, what are you looking in the closet for? Okay. I know, I just thought you'd be in the closet. And then all this stuff come out, you're gay, you come out of the closet. I said, no, that what that mean. It's just so your society catches on to anything and run with it. So if you have a platform, Rita, to help others by putting them in the closet and bring them out to the light.
That's how I found the second guy, because this guy that raped me was at a party and I didn't know his name because I had just met him that day because he was friends with somebody else that was accomplice that was my friend. That's how I found him, because I made a Facebook Live and a friend of mine saw it and she called me. She said, Rita, I didn't know you went through that. So I told her who he was. I told her, this is how he's called, but I don't know who he is. And she says, oh my God, I know who he is. He probably is in a lot of problems because his Facebook is hidden, and she sent it to me and I have his. So,
well,
it doesn't work.
We got to close our show, but Rita, I want to thank you again. Next month is mental awareness. I really would like to have you back on the show again next month. Dre, I just really, really want to thank you. You're awesome. Dre is Big Dre Productions. You can go to his website. And thank you so much, Dre.
Thank you.
I know it was a short time.
The website is launching. Is www.archangelsunltd.com. It'll be launched in 3 days.
I will put that in the comments when we post the videos. Okay. Thank you so much. I want to thank my co-host more than anything, Sabrina Jones.
Yes, Sabrina, I love you. You're adorable.
Yep.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Y'all have a great day, and thank you.
Rita, I'm praying for you, Rita. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.